Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Parashat Pointers for Parashat Tesaveh, where we delve into the weekly Parasha and we look for ideas of how we could better raise ourselves and ultimately raise our children. This week's message is donated by Alan Ashkenazi in honor of the wonderful rabbis at YDE. Thank you so much. It's also dedicated in memory of Shlomo B'tesh Shlomo ben Shalomit. The pasuk says, "Ve'ata hakrev elecha et Aharon achicha." You shall bring forward your brother Aaron and his sons from among the Israelites to serve me as priests. Basically, this pasuk is talking about how Moshe Rabbeinu had to go to Aharon and to bring him to serve in the Beit HaMikdash. What's very interesting, if you look in here, it says the word achicha, your brother. Now we know Aharon is his brother. Why do we have to mention that? Every time we say, could you go get your Joey your brother or Bob your brother? No, it's his brother. We know it's his brother. We don't need to hear that again. So there's a very big lesson over here that to understand that when we say brother, we're talking about the relationship that existed between Moshe and Aharon. There was a brotherly love here. I saw something magnificent with Rav Chaim Shmulevitz when it talks about the love that Moshe Rabbeinu had for Aharon. For example, we know that Moshe Rabbeinu, he would take the oil, and when he anointed Aharon HaKohen to be the new Kohen Gadol, he would pour some of that oil on his head and it would drip down into his beard. King David HaMelech in Tehillim speaks about this. He actually says, a song of ascents to David. Behold how good and how pleasant it is when brothers dwell together in unity. Shevet ahim gam yachad. Like the precious oil upon the head, running down upon the beard of Aharon, right? Why does it say, like the precious oil that went down the beard of Aharon? Just say, that went down the beard of Aharon. So Rav Chaim Shmulevitz says that Moshe Rabbeinu loved Aharon so much that it says the word beard twice in Tehillim. To say that when he poured the oil on the beard, it was the beard of Aharon, it was like on his own beard. That's how much Moshe felt a connection to Aharon and a love for Aharon, that when he actually poured on him that oil and he made him into the Kohen Gadol, it's as if he was becoming Kohen Gadol. That's the amount of love that Moshe Rabbeinu felt for his brother, which is absolutely beautiful. Shevet ahim gam yachad. That's what it's all about. So that's what this pasuk talks about. How great it is when we live in peace with each other. That's why it says achicha. So Rav Chaim Shmulevitz talks about this. And by the way, this love went both ways, because it says by Aharon, when he was chosen to wear the Hoshen Mishpat, why was he chosen? Why? So the answer is that he had such a beautiful heart of love for those around him, especially his brother. When Moshe Rabbeinu, he became the leader to take the Bnei Yisrael out of Mitzrayim, he was worried about his older brother. But we know that the Midrash says that when Aharon heard that Moshe was coming and he is the leader now, he was happy, he smiled. His heart felt such happiness that his brother became the leader. This is love. Look at this relationship. Moshe Rabbeinu is feeling the love for Aharon, and Aharon is feeling the love for Moshe Rabbeinu. That's the love that they had for each other. The question that we all have to ask ourselves is, how do we create such a love? Where does that love come from? And secondly, how do we get that love amongst our children? They're all brothers and sisters with each other, and ultimately with Klal Yisrael. Where does it come from? So we know that the word for love is ahava. At the source of that word ahava is the word hav. Hav means to give. This is said by Rabbi Dessler. It's a very famous piece that he talks about, that the way we create love is by giving. Now we think it's the other way around. The way we look at love is, what are you doing for me? We fall in love with somebody. That's not how love works. You create love. If you act lovingly by giving, then you will have love. The more of yourself that you invest in another person, the more you feel connected to that person because you gave to them. And that's what Aharon and Moshe did for each other. They gave for each other. Most of us, we wait passively for love to come upon us. That's wrong. You have to make it. Love is not about taking a quantum leap from self-centered to other-centered. That's what love is. That's a definition of love. So if we want our children to love each other, they need to be givers. They have to learn how to give to each other, And it's okay to have brothers and sisters helping with homework, helping with things. Oh, why do I have to help them? No, it's okay. That's what you're here for. You're here to help your brother. You're here to help your sister. Their minds have to be reprogrammed, not to think what's coming to me when I wake up in the morning, or what I'm going to do for others. That's the difference between a person who could come to love others and a person who can't. It's his ability to give. A woman once came to a rabbi, that needed a blessing. Her son was getting kicked out of school, having problems, getting in trouble, issues everywhere, and she didn't know what to do. She was like, I'm just at my wit's end. Finally, the rabbi says, don't worry, it's going to be okay. Well, sure enough, she had another child, and years went by, and this kid just got worse. His behavior got worse and worse and worse. And then about 6 years later, she goes back to this rabbi, and it's like, I don't know what happened. I came to you for a blessing. Things were not going well. I had another child. Things got worse and worse and worse, and all of a sudden things got so much better. And I don't know. It's very interesting. You gave me a blessing, and it got worse, and then it got better. He says, "What happened?" She says, "You had a baby, a special needs child." He said, "That was your blessing. Once you had a special needs child, and your other child that was giving you so many problems started to give to this other child and to become a giver, it changed him, and he became the person that he opened his heart to become a giver." And then he became someone that could really accomplish in this world. Let us really focus on creating that love between our children by giving them opportunities to give, an opportunity to become people that could give to others. And in that merit, Be'ezat Hashem, they'll be loving each other and be those who love the people around them. Shabbat Shalom.